So we're on the record in docket 2202-106. That is Anmark Rivershell versus Jill Barlow. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Danny Horn, PA 1774 for the plaintiff.
And ma'am, you are Jill Barlow?
Yes, I am.
All right. Right, this is the time set for a hearing in this matter. My understanding, Mr. Horn, that the parties have come to a resolution. Would you like to state that for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. We've agreed on a consent judgment with the following terms for possession. Rent to retain is $4,319.29. Costs are $166.50 for a total of $4,485.79. A writ date of 12/12/2022. This is possession only. I did go over the MCR 4.201 and Ms. Barlow's rights therein. I've dated and signed, as has Ms. Barlow, for submission to the court, if I may approach.
You may. And Ms. Barlow, that's your understanding?
Yes.
All right. You heard the attorney talk all the numbers and you have no discrepancy with any of those numbers? Okay. I will sign the order for conditional. This is a conditional agreement, right? A conditional dismissal.
That's a consent.
It's a consent.
Yeah.
All right. Right. Lost my mind there for a second. Okay, the order was signed. Anything else for the record in docket 2202-106, Mr. Horn?
Nothing further.
Anything, Ms. Barlow?
No.
All right. I've signed the order. I'll make it through my court officer and they can make copies or make that available to the plaintiffs or litigants,
Thank you.
okay? You're all set, Ms. Barlow. Thank you.
Good luck.
Then Ms. Arnett. All right. Right. So. So on the record in docket 2202-107, that is Anmark Rivershell versus Janetta Arnett and Don Hawkins. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Danny Horn for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you are Janetta Arnett. You're gonna have to unmute yourself, ma'am.
Sorry about that.
Okay, ma'am, you are Janetta Arnett,
Yes.
and are you Don Hawkins, ma'am?
No. Don Hawkins has moved out 2 years ago.
All right. This is time set for a formal hearing today. Mr. Horn, how are we proceeding?
At this time, Your Honor, defendants on Zoom, we've not had an opportunity to speak prior to today's hearing. So we would move for judgment for possession. I'm not certain how we would be able to speak otherwise.
Ms. Arnett, my understanding is that you requested a Zoom, at least a Zoom appearance yesterday,
Yes.
and that this was set for a formal hearing on October 5th.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you want, what was your indication of how we were going to proceed today? The court's reluctant to take proofs by formal hearing on Zoom. Did you plan to put in proofs today by Zoom?
Well, the thing of it is we never got anybody to respond to us after the last court hearing, as well as it's really hard to get her out. She's not ambulatory and she's on oxygen.
Did you contact the office?
We
My
tried,
office?
yes. And they told us we had to talk to the lawyer there, and we never got anybody to call us back either.
You contacted my staff?
No, Well, yes, we did, and that's why we asked
Who,
about,
who of my staff did you contact, ma'am?
I'm thinking your secretary.
And the name of that person?
I don't remember,
All right.
but,
I'm uncertain
Lawyer?
how to proceed today. You're not represented by counsel. This is a hearing. Um, I'd assume, Mr. Horn, you're ready to proceed.
We are, Your Honor.
You're the property manager?
I am.
The only thing I can think to do at this point in time is to proceed with Mr. Horn's proofs in regards to the property manager. And unless you want to talk to Mr. Horn about this in some way before the formal hearing, I'd be willing to do that with you.
That would be great.
Mr. Horn, would you like the opportunity? I can put you on an iPad and you
Sure.
can talk to him.
Yeah, of
Just
course.
to see if we can. Okay, so I'm gonna have you follow my court officer. Probably want to take the property manager
Yes.
with you. And we'll put you on an iPad. When they get back, I'll place everybody in a breakout room, all right?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Horn.
I need legal representation. Huh? That's what I'm telling you, I need legal representation.
well, legal
Give me time.
never called us back.
But I can get it through the old folks. Check on the aging.
Mr. Rosa, how are you?
Good. How are you, Your Honor?
I'm good. Did I miss anything with the meeting, with the meetings this morning? I saw some talk, but I didn't see us, so I thought we were good.
Oh, no, I don't think you missed anything.
Good, good. We had a busy morning, and so sometimes I don't look down there as often as I should. Let me know if you need anything. I've gave your card out to several people who appeared in person today, and you're on the video. So
I I
So-
did speak with one of those clients
All
that
right,
you provided the card. They definitely called and they have received those resources.
Good, perfect. All right.
Excellent. Thank you,
let me,
Your Honor.
you let me know if you need anything, all right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mr. Rivera, you're here for your 245 case? And you're muted, sir. Oh, there you are. Mr. Rivera, you're here for your 245 case?
Yes, sir.
All right. I've got some files in front of you, but you're in the right place, all right, sir?
On the right place.
You're in the right courtroom. You're in the right
Yes,
courtroom, but you're not scheduled till 2:45.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're good.
Sure.
I'm glad to have you here. Just as long as you know, there'll probably be about 4 or 5 files before we get to your case.
Okay. No, I apologize because I'm out of the state. We're an hour ahead. I just remember you just,
Oh,
you just
okay.
said that, like, oh,
All
so
right.
where I'm at is
All right.
about to be.
So,
So
yeah,
sorry about that.
no problem. Just want to let you know, we'll probably call your case in about 30 minutes or so.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Court. Boys in.
I've never used it. Oh, hello.
I'm hungry. I don't think I can eat.
Oh, well. Back on the record, docket 22-02107. Mr. Horn, did you have the opportunity to speak with Ms. Arnett in a breakout room?
I did, Your Honor, and we came to an agreement on a consent judgment
Okay,
with the following terms for possession. Rent to retain is $8,689.56. Costs are $166.50. The total is $8,856.06. Writ date to pay or vacate would be 12/12/2022. I explained to them that this is possession only, so there's no money judgment being sought. In the further orders, I've indicated default judgment as to Don Hawkins for failure to appear. I did explain their rights under MCR 4.201 subsection I. And I asked in the breakout room, but I'll ask again on the record, if I have Ms. Arnett's permission to add their name, since they're on Zoom, to this consent judgment and submit to the court that I've prepared here.
Ms. Arnett, does Mr. Hearn have your permission to sign your name to the consent judgment?
Yes, he does.
All right, and then I'm also, so I will grant the default judgment as to Ms. Hawkins for fail to appear.
And Your Honor, would you have me also fill out a separate default request for Ms.
We
Hawkins?
usually do that. Probably, just to be safe. Just to be safe, yeah, I think that's. Ms. Arnett, is there anything that Mr. Horn indicated on the record that you find any discrepancy with?
No.
All right. With the permission to sign the consent judgment, the court will await the order from Mr. Horn.
Okay.
Catch up with file. And then I'll sign the order once it's presented.
Okay.
And then I'll sign any default judgment in regards to Ms. Hawkins also, just to be safe that that's taken care of
Sure.
by paperwork. Anything else, Mr. Horn, for the record, docket 22-02-107?
Nothing further, Your Honor. I just am completing the default request here as well, and I've got both of those for submission to the court.
Perfect. Ms. Arnett, do you have any questions of me?
Not at this time.
All right, let me sign both orders. It'll be presented to the court. Thank you, Mr. Horn. This is the default. All right, that's all for the record. I've signed both orders. One is to the default concerning Ms. Hawkins and the other as to the consent judgment. Place both in the file for the court reporter, for my court officer. That's all for the record, docket 22-02-107. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're all set, Ms. Arnett. You can leave the Zoom courtroom.
All right. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
And I have just one more.
One more. Yeah, that's Stonecrest.
Yeah. I'll go out in the hall and see if anybody's.
All right. Thank you. We got a few minutes.
Yeah. of course.
That's the other one that was going to be by Zoom. Sycamore.
Yeah.
So we're on the record in docket 2202-150. That is Stonecrest versus Ricardo Burton. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Danny Horn, P1774 for the plaintiff.
And it's my understanding is I've checked the Zoom courtroom, the physical courtroom. Mr. Burton is failed to appear today, and also this was set for October 5th, 2022, in which Mr. Burton failed to appear and there was service by attachment. So we set for the formal hearing today. Mr. Horn, how are we proceeding today?
We would request a possession default judgment, Your Honor. I've prepared both the default request and the judgment itself with the following terms. Rent to retain, $2,848.75, cost of $165.38, for a total of $3,014.13 to redeem. The writ date would be 12/12 of 2022. This is possession only as indicated, no money judgment sought. I prepared that for submission to the court.
Thank you. And I'll entertain that right now. Thank you, Mr. Horn. So let the record reflect I'm signing the judgment. Mr. Horn just placed the specifics on the record, and I'm also signing the default in relation to Mr. Burton. Anything else for the record on docket 2202-150, Mr. Horn?
Nothing further.
All right, thank you for your appearance today. Make that available to my court officer. Have a nice day, Mr. Horn. It was good to
Thanks,
see you.
as well, Your Honor.
And then Mr. Gradwell, if you want to come up, we'll go ahead and place yours on the record.
Excellent.
I'm going to let in Mr. Brown. So we're on the record in docket 2202-498. That is Joseph Gradwell versus Jason Hoyland. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
I'm Joseph Gradwell, owner of 806 Bay Street, and Graven Investments LLC.
All right. My understanding is I've checked the physical courtroom. Mr. Brown's the only new person to the Zoom courtroom. This was previously on October 5th. The parties met and did appear, and we set it for formal hearing. Mr. Hoyland has they indicated on that date that the formal hearing was set on November 30th, 2022. Mr. Hoyland was present. It appears that the defendants failed to appear today. There's an indication that he has released the possession to the property.
Well, he's not sleeping there anymore,
Okay.
and no utilities, so it's cold. It's just trash, though.
All right. So Mr. Hoyland, how did you want to proceed today in regards? I think your request is for possession and you signed the supplemental complaint also. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So so you'd be asking for the once you have the possession, which you have now, but also the money judgment in the matter, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what the numbers are that in regards to the order that I'd be signing?
The money judgment is 4 months of rent, $1,250 per month for $5,000.
Okay, $5,000. And is there any money associated with the possession?
As far as security deposit,
Yes.
$1,800.
If you're able to get an order together for me to sign, I'll entertain that as soon as you get it to me. Okay. All
Do I
right.
need to get an attorney to do that?
They might be able to walk you through it in the civil department. I'm uncertain. If you go down there and say, because they'll indicate that default was granted,
Yeah.
and I'll give them the file, and they should be able to walk you through it. And then if you get it to my office, I'll make sure it's signed. Okay.
I do that today, right?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that on the 5th floor this afternoon. All right. Is that correct? I think they should. They've been able to help others with it, and so that they'll have a form out and they'll walk you through it. And if you get it to me, I'll sign it. But for the record, the default judgment is granted, and then I place the numbers that you indicated on the record. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gradwell. Thank you for your appearance today.
Good. Fifth floor then, right?
Yes.
Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm
Your Honor,
good.
I'm also in Zoom court in Flint on one landlord tenant case that was scheduled at 1:30. I have not been
All right.
called yet. So if I'm not responsive, that's why. Sorry.
All right, and you're the only lawyer we have this afternoon.
Okay.
So I'll know exactly where to find you.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sir, under the modicum of owner, can you identify yourself? Ma'am? Oh, ma'am, under the modicum of owner, can you identify yourself?
Yes, my name's Alexandra Silva.
Okay, Alexandra.
On my court paper, it does say Rodriguez. When I initially signed my lease, it was under Rodriguez.
So two.
Oh, I see what I did. All right, this is for. Is Chael Rodriguez with you?
No, we've been divorced for 2 years. And when I tried to get him off my lease originally, someone from Garnell's office told me that I couldn't get him off my lease unless I had like a PPO order or some other stuff.
All right, let's see, Mr. Brown, are you ready to go on the Rodriguez file? I know you might be in another hearing. Okay,
I am.
all right. So we're on the record in docket 22-02159. This is Mitchell Property versus Alexandra Rodriguez and Chael Rodriguez. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Yes, Attorney Chris Brown representing plaintiff.
And ma'am, you are Alexandra Rodriguez.
Formerly Rodriguez, yes.
All right. This is the time set for a formal hearing. Was set on October 5th, 2022. The defendant failed to appear on that date, and then we've set it for formal hearing now. Mr. Brown, have you had the opportunity to speak to Ms. Rodriguez about any of these matters?
I have not, Your Honor. And Your Honor, just so that everybody's on the same page, the only amount of money that is due right now is the court cost. That is it. $241.69.
All right. Ms. Rodriguez, the representative from Mitchell Property indicates the only settlement claim at this point is for court cost. Did you want to meet with Mr. Brown or discuss this matter in order to resolve this issue? This is the time set for formal hearing, and you're not represented, but that there seems to be a lot of leeway in order to resolve this case.
Yes, the last court hearing I did, I completely forgot about it. I do have a sick child with several medical issues, and I was in the hospital with him. So I completely forgot that is on my fault. But for the court costs, when Mr. Garnell sent me the letter for rent, Sarah was paying the rent, and he was informed that Sarah was taking over and paying 3 months for of rent. I was in communication with him, sent him emails and everything. So I was confused why he even filed court papers against me, and then for the court cost itself.
I can't answer that. I can't let Mr. Brown speak to that, but I most likely think it would be a good idea to place you in a breakout room to discuss those matters.
Okay, that's fine. And also I was told that I need a judge ruling or permission to start putting my rent into escrow. When I have tried to do it, they told when I went to the courthouse, they told me I needed a judge to grant an escrow.
They do, but it appears no rent is due at this point.
No.
But so, all right, I'm going to have Miss Rodriguez and Mr. Brown placed in a breakout room, and then you can come out and let me know what to put on the record. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to have both of them placed in a breakout room then. All right, Mr. Rivera, the attorney is in a breakout room right now, so we'll call your case probably as soon as they get out of the breakout room, okay?
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So do I wait here?
Yes, please. Just wait and we'll call your case in just a second.
Okay.
Riser.
So Ms. Johnson, you're here for your 245?
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Brown, did you have the opportunity to speak with Ms. Rodriguez?
I did, Your Honor. Since her balance is so small, is she back? There she is.
Yep, she is. So I'll recall that. We're back on the record in docket 22-02-159. That is property, Mitchell property versus Alexander Rodriguez and Chell Rodriguez. Mr. Brown, you had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Rodriguez in a breakout room. How are we proceeding today?
I did. Your Honor, she's indicated since her balance is only the court cost, she's indicated she's going to pay those court costs along with her December rent tomorrow to my office. So
All right.
if she actually does that, which I believe she will, then I'm going to obviously file a dismissal in this case because her balance will be zero.
All right.
So I guess just a control date in the future, just in case that does not occur.
All right. So I'll indicate for the record that both parties met. Ms. Johnson, we're going to mute you because you've got some sound in the background. Okay. So both parties met. And the only issue is court costs. And that's to be paid as a part of as part of December rent.
That's correct.
December rent. If so, dismissal will be sent. And then we'll set a control date. And then wait to hear from you, Mr. Brown. Is that December 28th work? It's just a kind of a catch-all. We have a date we're using right now for control dates. December 28th at 8:30.
It's gonna be a hearing control date.
Yeah.
In the afternoon.
All right.
2:15.
So December 28th
2:30, sorry.
at 2:30. And then we'll just wait to hear from you, Mr. Brown.
Perfect. Thank you.
All
Your Honor.
right. Any questions of me, Ms. Rodriguez?
No, sir.
All right. All right. That's all for the record docket 22-02-159. Right now it's set for control date on December 28th, but it appears this will be resolved as of tomorrow. So thank everybody for your appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You too. And then Mr. Brown, I think Miss Johnson's here. So I'll go ahead and call that. And then you let me know if you have to be in another courtroom, Mr. Brown, okay?
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. So we're on the record. Miss Brown, Miss Johnson, you can unmute. I just indicate that we are on the record. And so there's other people on the in the Zoom courtroom. So we want to make sure that there's no noise going on in the background. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
Okay. So we're back on the record in docket. And by the way, it's Miss Johnson, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're on the record in docket 22-01798. That is Woodward LLC versus Mindy Johnson. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Yes,
Mindy Johnson.
Attorney Chris Brown representing plaintiff.
And ma'am, you are Mindy Johnson?
Yes.
All right. This is the time set for a hearing on this matter. Mr. Brown, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, I guess I'd like to have an opportunity to meet with Ms. Johnson. My notes indicate that I believe at the last hearing on October 19th, he still had apps in the DHS and CACS, and my notes indicate that if not approved, will pay.
All
And
right,
as
that,
I
my notes
don't
indicate.
think we have any payments. Thank you.
All right. My notes indicate the same, that there was an application, DHS and rental assistance. Ms. Johnson, this is the time set for a hearing in the matter. Would you be amenable to meeting with Mr. Brown in regards to working out some of these payment issues, or at least resolving some of these issues, so that we have an understanding of what we're doing today?
Yes, I sure will.
All right. So I'm gonna have Mr. Brown and Ms. Johnson placed in a breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Hello, sorry, I had to escape all the kids.
All right, we're gonna have you placed in a breakout room with Mr. Brown. All right, we'll just call your cases as the attorney comes back from the breakout room. So we have Attorney Brown in a breakout room, and then we have 3 files left, and I'll just call them in order, okay? You are in the right place. Mr. Lartigue, can you hear me? Oh, you're muted. You'll have to unmute yourself. There
I
you
can hear
go.
you. Yep.
All right, perfect. Mr. Lartigue, we have the same lawyer on the 3 cases that are left. So we'll call those cases as soon as he comes out of the breakout room, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you're in the right place, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, we're back on the record in docket 22-01798. That is Woodward LLC versus Mindy Johnson. Mr. Brown, did you have the opportunity to speak with Ms. Johnson in a breakout room?
I did, Your Honor. We have a conditional dismissal. I'd like to put the terms on the record if I could.
Perfect. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you. We're in agreement that she is going to pay $16.21 tomorrow at my office through my mail slot by money orders. And then she's going to pay the balance of $113.36 in 2 weeks on or before December 15th. She is also going to drop off. She has some maintenance request issues, one of them being heat related issues. She's going to drop off a list of those issues to my office when she drops off that payment. And if that is all done, then obviously that conditional dismissal will remain in effect. If not, then I'll have to make a motion with the court to reinstate the case. Thank you.
Okay. So drop off list is a part of the second payment, is that correct? In regards to the maintenance?
She just had some maintenance requests, so I just asked her, please just drop off the maintenance requests.
All right.
In writing to me.
Perfect. Ms. Johnson, is that an accurate statement of the conditional dismissal and those conditions?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Mr. Brown, I will await the conditional dismissal order as you've indicated for the record. Do you plan to have Ms. Johnson review that, or does she given you the authority to sign it?
Ms. Johnson, may I have your permission to sign that and submit that to the court?
Absolutely.
All right. With that understanding, is there anything else, Mr. Brown, on docket 22-01798?
There's nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Johnson, do you have any questions of me?
Nope.
Okay, we should all be set, and we'll, if all of the conditions are met, I'll await the order. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then we have docket 22-02163. That is H&L Holdings versus Salvador Rivera and Amy Rivera. I have. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Yes, Attorney Chris Brown representing plaintiff.
And sir, you are Salvador Rivera. And you have to unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Salvador Rivera.
Is Amy Rivera there?
No, sir.
Okay. This is the time set for a formal hearing in the matter. I have an indication that this was what was set from pre-trial in which the parties looks like they did meet. Mr. Brown, how are we proceeding today?
I'd like to have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Rivera, please.
All right. It's my understanding, Mr. Rivera, you are out of state at this time?
Yes, I am.
All right. Would you like the opportunity to meet with Mr. Brown in order to resolve some of these issues before a formal hearing?
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
I'll have
Your Honor.
Mr. Brown and Mr. Rivera placed in a breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. right, we're back on the record, docket 2202-163. Mr. Brown, did you have the opportunity to speak with Mr. Rivera in a breakout room?
I did, Your Honor. And Your Honor, if we could please have that, if possible, throw another case on that 12/28 date as a control date. Mr. Rivera has
Okay.
stated to me that he's going to be all caught up, including December rent, before that date, and that date works for him, hopefully.
Yeah, I think we can we'll just set another December 28th
1:30.
at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. And it looks like Mr. Rivera is shaking his head.
All right. So
Yeah.
Mr. Rivera, you're all set. We're going to set it for control date for compliance purposes. And that date is set for December 28th at 1:30. It'll be a little crowded that date, but I'm sure we can make the best of it. You understand that it'll be December 28th at 1:30 by Zoom. All right, all right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brown, anything else on docket 2202-163?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's all for the record in that file.
All right, you guys have a blessed day.
You too, Mr. Rivera, you're free to leave the Zoom courtroom.
All right.
Then I'm calling docket 2202-164. That's Darman LLC versus Sean Santiago Miralles. Shawnee. Miss Morales, you can come up here. So this is the time set for a formal hearing on the matter. Appearances for the record, please. No. All right. And Mr. Brown, you're muted right now. I think you know that.
Yes, Your Honor. It's been a long day.
Yeah, yes, it has.
Attorney Chris Brown representing plaintiff.
And ma'am, you are Shawnee Santiago Morales.
Shawnee Morales Santiago. Yes.
Shawnee Morales Santiago.
Yes, sir.
I've got it backwards here, so that's why. This is the time set for a formal hearing today. Mr. Brown, how are you proceeding? Have you had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Morales in regards to this file?
I have not, Your Honor, but I believe I did not write down my notes because I was listening to many voicemail. I believe her voicemail indicated that she, on the 28th or maybe 27th or 28th, mailed out a check in the amount of $825. Her balance is only $824.44. So if she would have once we receive that check, her balance is going to be zero, and I'll be dismissing the case. It has not been received yet because of the snail mail system.
All right.
Mail.
So my understanding, okay, is that defendant tenant mailed a check out on the 27th or 28th?
28.
On the 28th. Mm-hmm. The 28th. And once that's received, a dismissal will be placed by the plaintiff. Did you want to, I hate to set this for a control date. Did you want to set it for a control date? Then you'll let us know?
Yes, please.
All right. I'm just going to use the December 28th date because we can. All right. So December 20, because.
Are we going home that day?
Well, no, but we'll either have a very busy day or nothing to do that day. December 28th at 1:30. I'm assuming that's what Nathaniel's going to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay. December 28th at 1:30 for a control date. We may not have to use that at all. But does that date work, Mr. Brown?
It does, Your Honor.
All right. And so it's Morales Santiago. Okay. We're just setting that as a date certain. Once the check is received from Mr. Brown, he'll enter a dismissal. Okay. All right. Anything else for the record? Docket 2202-164. Anything, Mr. Brown?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything anything, Ms. Morella Santiago?
No, sir, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Thank you.
I can get you that paperwork if you'd like it.
Yes, please.
And then we're on the record in docket 22-02166. That's for Fibonacci 2012 LLC versus Corey Lartigue. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Corey Lartig.
Yes, Attorney Chris Brown representing plaintiff.
Okay, and you are, ma'am, you are Octavia Lartigue and
Correct.
Christine Anderson?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. And then Mr. Brown, your appearance for the record?
Attorney Chris Brown representing plaintiff.
Okay, this is the time set for a formal hearing in the matter. Mr. Brown, have you had the opportunity to speak with Corey Lartigue, Octavia Lartigue, or Christine Anderson in regards to some of these issues?
I have not, Your Honor, and I'd love the opportunity to actually do that, please.
Mr. Lartigue, would you be amenable to a breakout room to discuss some of the legal issues? This is the time set for formal hearing.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna have Mr. Brown and Corey Lartigue, Octavia Lartigue, and Christine Anderson placed in a breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, we're back on the record, docket 2202-166. That is Fibonacci 2012 LLC versus Corey Lartigue, Octavia Lartigue, and Kristen Anderson. Mr. Brown, did you have the opportunity to speak with Corey Lartigue, Octavia Lartigue, and Christine Anderson in a breakout room?
I did, Your Honor. However, I only spoke with Corey, but he informed me that the other people were obviously there, and obviously they were checked into the court, but I didn't actually talk to them. I will now. Hello, sorry.
Hello.
But,
Yes.
but I do have a proposed consent, I'm sorry, conditional dismissal to put on the record. May I do that, Your Honor?
All right. Yes, you may proceed.
Thank you. Your Honor, Mr. Corey Lartigue or Latigue, I apologize. Lartigue, sorry. Indicates that he made an online payment. I don't have access to my client's online system, but he claims him to have made a payment, I believe him, of $2,550 today at 12:30.
All right.
Once that payment is confirmed, then obviously his balance is only going to be $271.16. He's indicated he can pay that by, was it December 15th, Mr.?
That's correct.
By September, I'm sorry, by December the 15th. And those are all the terms for the conditional dismissal. Thank you.
All right. So payment, once the confirmed online payment is confirmed for today, the remaining balance of $271.16 will be paid on December 15th, 2022. And then I can expect that the court can expect a dismissal from you, Mr. Brown.
Yes, and I have not asked their permission to sign on their behalf. Hopefully they will give me their permission to sign and submit that to the court.
All right. If those conditions are met, Mr. Lartigue, would you be amenable to having Mr. Brown sign yourself, Octavia Lartigue, and Christine Anderson's name to the conditional dismissal?
That's correct. Everybody confirms.
All right. If that's confirmed by the rest, and I understand, and everybody introduce themselves for the record, but if that's confirmed by all three, all right, there's Octavia Lartigue.
Hello.
And then Christine Anderson. Okay. If that consent is given to sign the name, Mr. Brown will wait the order to catch up with the file.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else for the record? Mr. Brown on docket 2202-166.
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Lartigue, or does anybody there have any questions of me?
We are all set, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lartigue. You're free to leave the Zoom courtroom. Mr. Brown, thank you for your appearance today and all your hard work.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
All right. Thank you.
You have a good rest of the day, Your Honor.
You too, Mr. Rosa. Thank you for
Thank
joining us
you.
today. Okay.